What's good, everybody? Smoother Man here. Wanted to talk to you guys about the subject of the high value man. Right? It's been going on. It's been going on for probably about a few months, or even probably about a year or so. Right? Where the subject of the high value man has come into play. A lot of people talking about the high value man. A lot of women are saying that they want a high value man. Now, there's a couple of definitions of the high value man floating around out there, but I wanted to chime in and give what I feel is a more balanced definition of the high value man. The first thing, as you can see from what's been going on in the last several months, is that a lot of people associate the high value man with having a lot of money, being wealthy and rich. And that's not necessarily what a high value man is. And I give you a perfect example to make the point that having money, being wealthy and rich has nothing to do with being a high value man. Take a look at Rob Kardashian. Rob Kardashian comes from a wealthy family. He gets to share in that wealth, right? So he has some money, he has a lot of money, he has some wealth, he has some riches. But is he a high value man? And of course the answer is no. You saw how we all saw how he got played by Black China. She used him, she played him. We all could see, you could see it a mile away that he definitely was not her type, right? We could all tell, definitely Rob Kardashian was not her type. She played him, she used him, and she beat him. She won. She beat him in that game. Because now she had his child. Now he has to pay that child support. You see? So she clearly played him. And everyone could see it. Everyone could see it. Even if you weren't red pill. Even if you weren't alpha in your mentality and your thinking. We could all see that he was not her type. And she used him. And she played him. And now he's stuck paying that child support for that child. But was he high value? No. Did he have a lot of money? Wealthy? Sure, yeah. But that's the proof that he's not high value, right? And we've seen over the last several months, a lot of men with a lot of money have had their wives divorce them and take, or attempting to take half their money. And a lot of these guys were not high value men, meaning they were like Rob Kardashian. They're simps. Simps and suckers, beta males. They're not necessarily high value. High income, yes, but not high value men, right? Tracy Morgan, we've seen, right? Football players and athletes we've seen. Scottie Pippen, all that being played, being used, right? A lot of money, but not high value men. So, what is a more balanced definition of a high value man? The true definition of a high value man, I feel, is regardless of your income level. Now, of course, it does involve, you do have to have some money. So in other words, if you're homeless, you cannot be a high value man, right? But if you are a man, maybe you're making $30,000 a year, 40,000, 50, 60, 70, 80,000, somewhere in that range, right? You're not necessarily rich, but you're not dirt poor. However, you are handling your business, right? You're handling your business. You might be making 30,000 or 50,000 or 40 or whatever, right? But you got your own place, your own apartment, your own house, right? You got your own car. You're working, doing honest work. You're handling your bills on your own, right? You're able to stand on your own 2 feet as a man in your masculine frame. You're not a sucker. You're not a simp. You know the game. You know to not let women play you and use you. That's a high value man. In your community, in your sphere of income, of influence, in your neighborhood, in your community, in your town, your city, you are a high value man. Why? Because you have what other men are trying to achieve or all want. Right? Every man who's about something, whether he's starting out or whatever, he wants to have his own place. Right? He wants to have his own car. He wants to be able to stand on his own 2 feet and be able to pay his bills and handle his business. When you get to that level, regardless of the level of income you make, that is what makes you a high value man. You see, it also includes your character as well. You're a man of upstanding character, right? You're in your masculine frame, right? Whether it's alpha or sigma or whatever, but you're in your masculine frame. You're not a sucker. You're not a simp. You're not beta. You know not to let women play you and use you and abuse you. You recognize the games that they play, and you know how to handle your business. You're about your business, right? You're about your business. You're about your purpose. That, my gentlemen, is what makes you a high value man. Not being wealthy and rich. That's a whole nother matter of fact. I think I'm going to do a video about that. The difference between a high value man and a high income man. There's a difference. So you can be rich and wealthy, but that doesn't make you a high value man. It just makes you rich and wealthy, right? Because a lot of these dudes who got a lot of money, they're not high value. They're nerds. Bill Gates is a nerd, but he got a lot of money. Respects. He got a lot of money, but he's necessarily high value, being some nerdy looking dude. Same with Zuckerberg, right? Plus, when you look at these guys, how they got Microsoft, and how Zuckerberg cheated the guys out of the Facebook platform. These guys are really low down and dirty, man. Right? Really low down and dirty when it comes down to it. You see? So are they really high value? No. Again, high income? Sure. But high value? No. Okay? So, my fellas, that's what, and the ladies too, this is what makes you that's what makes a high value man. Because in your city, in your town, like I said, you might be making 30,000, 40, 50, 60,000. You're not making $200,000. You don't have $1 million. You're not rich and wealthy, but you have those things that makes a man a man. You're able to stand on your own with your own apartment or your own house or your own condo. You got your own car, right? You're working, you're handling your business. And you know how to deal with women without getting played or without being a simp and a sucker. And you're able to stand on your own in your masculine frame. That is what makes you a high value man. And that's the man that most women want. And that's the man that most women, you have more access to that type of man, ladies, than you do meeting some rich person, right? Everybody's calling in the Kevin show trying to talk about you want the high value man. And like he's telling y'all, like he's been telling y'all, look, most of y'all ain't for that. And you're not going to even meet that type of person. Your chances of meeting that person are very small. You're more likely to meet a man making 50,000, 40,000, 30,000 a year. You see, right? And as long as he shows that he can stand on his own 2 feet, that he has his own, what's the problem? That's a high value man. And fellas, like I said, in your city, in your town, right? You are high value because you have achieved above a lot of men. You have achieved what a lot of men want. So you are the prize in that city, in that town, in that community, because you are the man that has his own, who can stand on his own 2 feet, who has his own place, who has his own car. You don't have a roommate. You don't need a roommate. You got your own, and you're standing in your masculine frame and in your purpose. You're high value to the women in your area, in your city, in your town. You are a high value man. You're the kind of man that they're going to want to date, to marry, etc. You see? That's high value, ladies and gentlemen. That is the true definition of a high value man. Again, high income, that's a different category. It's a different definition. He can have high income and be an asshole, be a jerk, be an abuser, be a simp, be a nerd, be beta. But he got a lot of money. And we see how they get taken. Again, Rob Kardashian is the perfect example that high income does not make you high value. It just makes you a guy with a lot of money. And if you're a sucker, a simp, and a beta, you are going to get taken just like he got taken by Black China. Okay? So learn the difference, everybody. That's the real better definition and true definition of a high value man. A man who can stand on his own and has his own, no matter what the income level is, but he has his own regardless. That's the kind of man that you want, ladies. That's the real high value. And fellas, that's the kind of man you want to be, right? To have high income is great and fine. No problem. And we go strive for it. Strive for that. No problem. But on the basic level, you want to be able to have your own. That's what makes you a man, right? That's what makes you that man who can stand on his own when you have your own. You moved out of your parents' house and you got your own apartment, your own house. You got a condo or whatever. You drive in your own car. You don't need to borrow somebody's car, ask for a ride. You got your own car. you handling your bills and whatever responsibilities you got. That's high value. That's the prize that the women want. And that's the kind of man you want to be. Not, and again, and this is not for them, but for yourself, right? For yourself. Not saying, well, you're doing it just to get a woman, but you stand on your own so that way when women come, you already exude and demonstrate that value because you got it on your own. All right? So there we have it, everybody. That is, I'm adding my 2 cents to the pot of the definition of a high value man. Y'all let me know what you think. Don't forget to like the video. All right? If you're not a subscriber, don't forget to subscribe. And if you appreciate the content, go on ahead and support the content with the links in the description of the video. All right? You can also follow me on IG at Smoother Man as well. Just look for Smoother Man or Smoother_man. I'm on IG as well as here on YouTube. All right? So you guys let me know what you think, and we'll just keep putting on some. We're going to start being more consistent with our content. But again, don't forget to like the video, subscribe if you're not a subscriber, and hit that notification bell so whenever we hit the new videos, you'll be able to get that information. Because that's what this is about. That's why we call it Smoother Man, right? We're going to help you and teach you to be smoother with your style, smoother with your lifestyle, with your income, and with your relationships. All right? So I'm out. Appreciate you checking in.